Walking in the sunshine. But that was only one time. Okay, it wasn't one time. You ain't showing up late. When you got a suit and tie, I'm super fly. Woke up in a good mood. Telly full of cartoons. Kitchen full of noodles. 'Cause all we got is noodles. Tender in my pocket, nothing in my wallet. You don't want no problems, no. Waiting for the one train, surfing on the subway. I don't suffer nowhere, no way. Take me somewhere where no one can break me. Somewhere where I can be happy. For now I'm stuck in the matrix. No complaining. Sunshine.
I'm exhausted. Hi, exhausted. I'm the 2K MC, and I can go for days. Winter Madness is over, and while you take a look at this weekend's 2K Compete events, we're finding our 5 Winter Madness MVP. Check back next week to see who wins and to see who hit legend over the madness. Right now, Just Dawn has dropped into swags. Check out the latest gear and get ready because we're bouncing in top plays with your best trampoline basketball.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA. It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Tonight we'll see the Miami Heat playing against the Brooklyn Nets. Looking at the Nets, they dropped the first matchup against the squad. They'll try to even the series in tonight's game. One thing we're seeing, Kenny, certain teams that started off hot are now falling by the wayside.
Man, that happens every year, Arnie. This is nothing new. No.
But traffic in New York City making its way back and forth between Manhattan and the borough of Brooklyn. Our setting tonight. Welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan with Hall of Famer Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, giving us the rundown from the sideline courtside, David Aldridge. DA, take it away.
Well, almost all of the Greek Freaks' points come...
You're right, DA. It'll be scary. Thanks. A moment now to check out who's leading in the All-Star voting.
And a lot of fans and players interested to see how this thing all turns out.
You take a look at Hield. With the voting as it is now, it looks like he'll miss out on a spot in the starting lineup for the East.
Yeah, and not even in the top 10, but it shouldn't take away from what he's done this year. It's been a very good season for him.
And it's going to be an exciting showcase. We'll keep you updated with the results each day during the voting. So here's Miami's starting group. We've got Antetokounmpo, Lowry out there with Green. Then it's Clint Capella, and it's Harris in at the 3 spot. And for Brooklyn, we've got Teague. Bamba is out there with Zach Randolph. Then it's Simmons, and it's Hield in at the 2 spot. About this time of the year, we hear early talk about end-of-the-season awards. When you're thinking about who you'd vote for MVP or whatever, Doris, when you start giving consideration to those topics?
You know what's fascinating, Kevin, is where all the major awards are considered, particularly the MVP. It feels like there's a narrative that develops back when the season starts. The key as a voter, I think, is to sort of eliminate the noise, look at the numbers, consider the success of teams, and make your decision from there. You've got to make sure you're really doing your research.
And sometimes, am I right, it comes down to the final couple days of the regular season before a voter like yourself knows for sure.
Kev, I have cast my MVP ballot on the last possible day in each of the last 3 years.
Wow. Now, Lowry, after the missed 3 from Buddy Hield, he gets that one.
Well, Kevin, you know this. A guy at Lowry's size has simply got to be able to make the floater. That's a big-time delivery.
About 1 minute into the first quarter. Healed against Green. Shot clock at 6. Healed the pass to Randall. Over Green. It's not going to go for him. Now the Heat take it the other way. They defeated Indiana in their last game.
Yeah, they really snuffed that one out. Didn't execute all that well. Fortunate to walk away with the W.
Yeah, but as a team, you actually love a win like that. You're struggling from the field. You don't have your best stuff. Still, you find a way to gut out a win.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Miami shooting their first shots of the night from the charity stripe.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
The first free throw is good. He's off on the second.
And until their playoff run, the Brooklyn Nets weren't a team we thought of as a free agent destination. And Doris, you almost forget that they play in the biggest market in the country.
And Greg, who would have thought that in New York and Los Angeles, arguably the most competent franchises would be the Nets and the Clippers? These are two of the historically dilapidated teams no longer content to play second fiddle in those major markets. I think quickness has probably never been more important in the NBA, but you cannot overlook the value of strength. Think about a guy like Kyle Lowry. He's not the biggest, he's not the most explosive, but he's got strength and he's got that bulldog mentality.
And Kyle Lowry, Doris, never shy about contact.
You're right, Kevin. Never shy on either end, offensively or defensively. Kyle Lowry will get into you. He is the tone setter with his physicality and his effort level.
Now here's Teague. 9 points last game. That's a 2 from Hield. And that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague.
This is exactly what you hope for from your point guard, Jeff Teague, unselfishly pulling all the right strings.
Giannis passes to Capella. Here's Antetokounmpo. That shot missing. Some solid defense from Randolph. And they double up Simmons. The kick out to T. No good with the triple. The Heat leading by 3. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. And it's Antetokounmpo penetrated. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way.
Yeah, I mean, the ball handling and body control for a guy that's Giannis's height, it's really impressive.
Hield dishes to Bamba. Back to Hield. Fires from the corner. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3. And so Antetokounmpo will bring it up for the Miami Heat. Pass to Lowry. There's the triple. That shot off. Nets trail by 3. Hield outside. To the middle. Here's Simmons. And plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. And Miami called for the foul.
The first pick in the 2016 NBA draft, Simmons has been a phenomenal addition to our league. And when he gets ahead of steam, you almost feel sorry for defenders. Ben Simmons, a combination of size, speed, and ball handling that can at times be unstoppable.
That's good from Simmons. And with his passing and driving ability, Greg, Simmons is like combining a power running back in football with a pinpoint passing quarterback. Not much he can't do.
Kevin, a football metaphor is appropriate. Simmons grew up playing Australian rules football, and the physicality and quick thinking of that sport really reflected in his style of play.
First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. Here's Giannis. He's coming off a 25-point game against the Pacers in Indianapolis.
The other thing, he really changed the pace of the game when you consider how many free throws he shot. Drawing fouls is an art, and really he has mastered that part of the game.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Did he lay an egg at the stripe in their previous game? Couldn't get anything to drop.
That one is off.
And really, the ceiling for Antetokounmpo is limitless. I mean, he has the potential to be a Hall of Famer one day.
Brooklyn's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Outside Teague. Giannis against Hield. To the right side. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Randolph. Amba trying to break free. Randolph can't hit.
You will have to finish harder than that if you want to convert in traffic.
Bounce pass on Antetokounmpo. Now Capella. He had 10 points in the win against the Pacers in Indianapolis.
The other thing I thought was big, guys, was the incredible night he had on the glass. No one wanted any part of him down there.
Now here's Hield. Following the miss by Giannis Antetokounmpo. Hield with the bucket. For the Nets, they come into this one following a loss to Oklahoma City. Green against Hield. Knocked loose. Pass to Harris. Dishes to Capella. Shot clock at 5. Miami no good on that time either.
Boy, with his shot not falling right now, it might be time to look in a different direction. See if you can get your teammates started.
Teague can't hit. He'd have gone just 2 of 8 shooting so far, just 25%. Lowry passes to Giannis. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. It's the Nets now. Nets have gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. Teague, the pass to Simmons. Back to Teague. And the rejection by Giannis. Lowry with the ball. Picked up by Teague. And the wide open shot from Green. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry.
Well, this is the go-to shot for Danny Green. So good in his pre-shot preparation and catch and shoot.
Now the pass to Hield. Randolph trying to free himself up, and he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. The Heat leading by 3. Here's Antetokounmpo, and that one's good. His second basket of 4, shooting 50%.
They're going to have to come up with a better matchup. This guy just too much speed.
Teague against Lowry. Teague, the pass to Simmons. Yep, that one goes in there.
And when Simmons is inside, forget about it. He uses his skill and smarts to take advantage.
Green kicks to Lowry. And the Heat, another 3.
Well, that's a case where your teammates are showing trust in you, and he comes through with flying colors.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Passes it to Simmons. There's the feed to Randolph. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. It goes on Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Well, we can talk about persistence, but Zach Randolph, the very definition of that word, someone who just will not give in.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Looney's checked in for Mohamed Bamba. Porter comes in for Ben Simmons. Monk's checked in for Buddy Hield. And it's Avery Bradley in for Teague. You know, Doris, I know your style of play at Providence was one of aggressiveness, A lot of instinct, a lot of smarts, great skill. But I think you also have an appreciation for the players that are real scrappy on the floor.
What I love, Kevin, are guys who can influence the game without having incredible offensive skill. So a guy like Patrick Beverly, so a little bit undersized, but would you like to have that guy pick you up at 94 feet, be in your grill and in your face like he gives no quarter, he gives no concessions? If he were checking Kevin Harlan, my goodness, you'd have a long night.
That would be a torture chamber. I agree with you. Here's Randolph. Myers Leonard picking up that last basket. Here's Monk. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. And a chance to take a look at some numbers for Randolph.
He stepped up his game on the glass big time this month. His numbers are outstanding, but even if the numbers weren't there, his activity in the paint has been incredible. His hard work is paying off, and they want more of the same from that young man.
And to Tacumbo, and he uses the glass on the layup. Now it's a 7-point Miami lead.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
Bradley passes to Looney. He kicks to Monk. Antetokounmpo pulls it in.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Pass to Jackson. Good ball movement here by the Heat. Over in the corner, Antetokounmpo. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. Nets trail by 7. Kicks it out to Bradley. Launches a 3. And it's Miami with the rebound. Jackson in the corner from downtown. No good on that one. Brooklyn's gone 0-4 from three-point land to start out. Looking cold from outside. Now, here's Monk. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Bradley kicks to Monk. They need this one. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
And Monk has proven that he is a terrific scorer from the perimeter. When he's in rhythm, he has no problem letting it fly.
Now here's Jackson. 8 points his last outing. A shot by Antetokounmpo. Nobody around. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. And it's Bradley with the ball for the Nets. 4-point game. And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession.
Now let's take a quick look at the numbers for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Averaging about 32 points a game, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists. And not many players possess his kind of ability to protect the rim. I mean, you look at the block total, pretty remarkable.
Well, I love it. Drivers think they see a crease to the lane and go for it. And eventually, he shuts the door.
Now, Robertson following the three-point attempt by Giannis. Jackson, that's good.
And Jackson has become a reliable three-point shooter. That's a shot you got to respect.
And here is Monk. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Up top, Porter, defended by Robertson. Feeds to Randolph, and stolen by Bielitsa. Here's Robertson. Finished off the break. And now a 9-point Miami lead.
Well, that's confidence coming into play right there. Robertson knows what it takes to score through contact.
Bradley with the ball. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Now, here's Monk, defended by Robertson. Here's Bradley. Some solid defense there from Jackson.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
There's a minute left to play in the first. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Bielitsa. As we get a break in the action, let's take a peek at the leading defenses. The Heat third.
This is a team that takes pride on the defensive side of the floor. I mean, they play hard and they play together. They are a tough group to score on.
The Heat making a switch here. Allen's checked in. Here's Monk. Outside, Porter fires the three. It's rebounded by Leonard. The Heat leading by 9. Jackson dishes to Allen. A baseline J off the left rim and out. Brooklyn's gone a meager 1 of 6 from three-point land since we got started tonight. Bradley drives in, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Well, Kev, the vertical of Avery Bradley, sensational slam off the drive.
Bradley against Jackson. Allen outside. This one for 3, and he's good on the 3 ball. And the Heat lead by 10.
Crushing it right now. They've done an excellent job of spacing the floor.
And what surprises me, Greg, is the defense hasn't done anything to take away that three-point shot. That has been their preferred weapon tonight.
And so it's Miami with a 10-point lead. A unique upbringing for Clint Capella. Spent years in a welfare orphanage in Switzerland.
Even as a kid, I wasn't even dreaming about that far. I would say that.
Just an inspiring story, Greg. It gives you perspective on why you should be grateful for everything you have.
Kevin, without a doubt, Capella's upbringing helped shape him, and the hard work he continues to put in is really admirable.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Miami, guys.
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
I think across the board, a number of guys who've done a great job guarding multiple positions.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the court for the Heat, Ilyasova out there with Bielitsa. Then there's Allen. Then there's Jackson. And it's Robertson in at the 3 slot. First free throw is good. And Greg, when you evaluate Avery Bradley, the offense isn't what it once was, but the defense is certainly still there.
Yeah, Bradley has struggled with the scoring in recent years, but defense, that does not go cold. Still a menace to ball handlers, and his reach and length can suffocate perimeter players.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. Doris, you played, you've coached, you've broadcast, you've done it all in this business. How did you like to be coached when you were a player at the very top of your game?
Yeah, I think one of my favorite things were coaches who challenged me, those who would not allow me to accept the level I was currently at, those who wanted to push me and extend and expand my game. Listen, every player wants to be respected. Every player wants to feel valued. But the great ones to me, the LeBron James, the Kevin Durant's, they want to be coached hard. They want you to push them to the greatest possible level they're capable of.
That's great insight. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, Kevin, Kenny Atkinson, who's a native of Long Island, now has his dream job, coaching the Brooklyn Nets. He doesn't need praise or recognition. Instead, he's fueled by the fear of failure. He says, I always feel like I'm one banana peel away from never being in the NBA again. Kevin, he's got his team playing with that same determination.
David, he sure does. Thank you very much. Allen outside. Pass to Bielitsa. On the left block. And the Heat get another bucket right there.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Now, here's Monk, defended by Allen. Porter looking it over. Back to Monk. From deep three-point range.
And after nailing a three-pointer in the first quarter, he has yet to connect here in the second.
Porter in the corner. The Nets need to get a shot off here. The shot by Monk is no good.
I'll tell you, you hate to pin this on one person, but his inefficiencies at the offensive end are holding this group back. Well, that possession to me highlights the importance of creating for your teammates.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. Well, there's Don Ilyasova, a bit of a journeyman in the NBA, Greg, the last handful of seasons.
Good motor on the glass, and he can chip in for a 20-point game every so often.
A big group substitution here for Brooklyn. Mohamed Bamba, he's checked in for Kevon Looney. Simmons comes in for Zach Randolph. Fields checked in for Monk, and it's Teagan for Avery Bradley. And then for Miami, Clint Capella, he's checked in for Bielitsa. Joe Harris comes in for Andre Robertson. And it's Lowry in for Jackson. Capella, the pass to Harris. And a miss there on the triple. Nets trail by 12. Teague dishes to Simmons. They kick out to Hield. And the pass to Bamba. Here's Teague. They get it again. Goes up again. And Capella sends it back. Harris outside. Here's Ilyasova. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist. Ilyasova's got the lead up to 14 now for the Heat. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Here's Porter, and Capella sends it back.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Lowry kicks to Allen. Inside, here's Capella, and he drops in the layup off the glass. And the Heat lead by 16.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Teague, the pass to Hield. To halt the run, and it's good on the way in. Hield's got 8 points.
Boy, this guy has been terrific. The rest of the team, however, struggling.
Lowry kicks to Harris. Down low. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Harris has got his first basket of the night.
Well, you put it away inside. Harris known for his distance shooting, but you love to see him willing to get inside and make easy ones.
Teague dishes to Hield. He can't hit that time. And the Heat going the other way now. Next up for them, the Knicks, a road game in New York. That'll be the last game of their very short 3-game road tour.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. There's Porter with the 3. That's good. And so Teague with the assist. Teague's got 3 assists in the game. And so Lowry will bring it up for the Heat. They led by as many as 18 points. Now the dish to Harris. Ilyasova in the post. Covered by Bamba. Ilyasova can't hit. Simmons against Harris. Outside Porter. The 3. Miami grabs the miss. Capella's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Porter against Harris. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's going to go on Otto Porter Jr.
Now you think about it, over time, Joe Harris has made himself a viable option as an NBA player. He's got such offensive versatility.
Antetokounmpo's checked in for Miami. Green comes in for Grayson Allen. And Harris drops them both.
The 33rd pick in 2014 out of the University of Virginia. Boy, has Joe Harris found his niche the last couple of seasons as a dead-eye shooter.
Porter can't get that one to fall. And it's Miami's ball. They're on a 16-7 run. On the wing, Giannis. Simmons pulls it in. And Doris, more recent. We've seen Harris's offensive efficiency go through the roof.
It really has, Kevin, and it's not just his long-range shooting. He understands that he had to be adept at attacking off the closeout because they're going to take away that three-point shooting. He's got to be able to do both, and he's proven he's willing to.
And the dunk by Capella.
Absolutely the prettiest play in basketball, executed to perfection.
I don't think you get an argument there. Everybody loves the alley-oop. Teague feeling it out a bit. Now Porter. 9-point game his last outing. From about 19 feet. Giannis outside. Outside Lowry. Back to Giannis.
Hey, yo, right here.
That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. And it's 9 points for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Get up on Teague.
Teague against Lowry. Pass to Hield. Out of bounds. Miami takes possession. And here's the upcoming schedule now for the Miami Heat. On Sunday, they're off to New York to face the Knicks. And then on Wednesday, they'll be facing off against DeMarcus Cousins and the San Antonio Spurs.
You know, most teams might get worried at a long road schedule like this one, but they've been so good away from home. I think they might be looking forward to it. You have to respect what this team can do when they're in your building.
Well, after a less than stellar start in the first quarter, you like to see that shot go down.
Porter against Antetokounmpo. To the paint. They kick it out to Green. Pass to Harris. Now, here's Capella. Guarded by Simmons. Harris against Simmons. Harris, no good.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
Boy, we're seeing it more and more. Guys looking to create additional space by stepping back further from the line.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Pass to Antetokounmpo. Outside, Green. From deep. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
That's what he gives you, a big-time presence on the glass.
And you know what, Greg? Once he gets his hands on it, he's not even thinking about kicking it out.
No reason to do so there. He was going to leave, no doubt.
And Clint Capella is going to pick up a foul. That is his first foul of the game. Looney's checked in for Otto Porter Jr. Leonard, he's checked in for the Heat. Here's Teague. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now, he averages nearly 12 points a game. The shot's good.
Now, Jeff Teague's such a seasoned veteran. He knows exactly what to do when the defense is playing them in the pick and roll.
Antetokounmpo passes to Lowry. And stolen by Jeff Teague. Now here comes Teague, leading the break. Three-pointer, Hield. Antetokounmpo pulls it in. Antetokounmpo's got 5 rebounds tonight. Lowry for 3. Goes back up. And Giannis will lay it in. Giannis has got 13.
When you're trying to claw your way back into a game, you cannot allow second chance opportunities.
Well, how about the effort on the glass? Even with this lead, I love that they're still going after it.
Bamba kicks to Teague. Off target with his 3.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Well, think about the Nets' Kenny Atkinson, a finalist last season for NBA Coach of the Year. This young coach got a well-deserved contract extension. And what I love is his team competes at a high level every night.
We've got 1:13 left here in the second. Hield with the bucket.
And you've got to be up on Hield, especially when he's beyond the arc. If not, he'll burn you.
And Doris, you think about how hard this Brooklyn team competes. I think they take right after their head coach.
I don't think there's any doubt, Kevin. Coach Atkinson is still willing to get on the court and jump into drills with his players. Let's remember, going back to the early days of his career, he was a player development coach. And before that, yes, he even played. That effort and willingness to break a sweat very much reflected in his group. Well, easy money, right? I like the strategy. Go inside, get a high percentage look.
30 seconds left in the first half of the game. Lowry passes to Leonard. No good on the triple. Nets trail by 14. Now here's Hield. Tries it from the top of the key. A shot that time, not on target.
Boy, he'll usually knock it down if he's left that wide open. Just comes up empty.
And so it's the Miami Heat with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a close. And we'll see if they can keep up their tremendous shooting they've been dialed in so far from the field. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David. All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow. Right here on 2K Sports.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. What a pleasure it is to bring you into the 2K studios again. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. A tremendous game we're seeing from Giannis Antetokounmpo. He had 13 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 assist. Kenny, let's start with you. What you think about the Heat?
I love the way they're getting after it in the paint. Moving bodies, attacking the rim, scoring at will. Sometimes teams try to hurt.
And that's...
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. And Simmons has got the ball here for the Brooklyn Nets. They trail by 14. Zach Randolph is out there with Ben Simmons. And there's Mohamed Bamba. Then there's Buddy Hield. And it's Teague in at the 1. That's the group starting the second half for Kenny Atkinson.
Kev, that's just toughness on display from Jeff Teague. He's scoring despite taking some pretty big-time contact.
Randolph against Antetokounmpo. Capella dishes to Antetokounmpo. Nailed from three-point land. Antetokounmpo's got 16.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Well, there is nothing better than catching a rhythm as early as possible. And boy, that's a terrific start right there.
And when the score is as lopsided as it is, and you can see they smell blood in the water, my man is going for the jugular.
And stolen by Kyle Lowry. Poked away. The pass to Harris. And stolen by Simmons. Teague with the ball. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Well, Kevin, to me, this is about decision-making. And Jeff Teague's so good at creating opportunities to get to the free throw line.
The Nets shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight. First one falls for him. And doors for Jeff Teague. He's not expected to be the scorer on this team that he once was.
And for Teague, to me, that is a blessing, as he is much better suited as a distributor of the basketball. He's got great vision. He cut down on his turnovers, and therefore his assist numbers increased.
Good on both. Doris, such an honor to be on this with you, and you were the first female to become a full-time NBA analyst, breaking new ground. You've accomplished so much in your life, personally, professionally. What would you tell young women who are graduating college, looking to get ahead in their career and what you've chosen?
Well, first and foremost, I've been very lucky, Kevin. The game of basketball has been a part of my life since I was 7. It's been a driving force. I love it. I would just tell young women, times are changing. Dream big. There's nothing that's impossible. And I'm so thankful to the NBA players and coaches who have just wrapped their arms around me from the time I entered this business. So kudos to those players who are part of the change, no question.
And hard work. I have seen you work. I have seen you prepare. No one prepares more. No one works harder than you.
Thanks, Kev.
And both free throws good for Giannis. And the Nets with possession here. 15-point game. Teague against Lowry. Randolph kicks to Teague. To the inside. Here's Bamba. And that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. Teague's got 6 assists in the game.
Wow, what a start. 3 for 3. Terrific play calling. Everything clicking out of the gates here.
Here's Giannis. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
When Kyle Lowry is aggressive as a playmaker, his team goes to a different level.
Simmons against Harris. Hield outside. Randolph trying to free himself up. Hield can't hit.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half.
For 3, Harris. The rebound by the Nets.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Right wing. Lowry drives in. And the dunk by Capella.
Timeout. And how about the communication between teammates on that alley-oop?
And that's what you need to pull that thing off. Timeout called the Nets.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
And the question they're going to have to answer to me is it a problem with the scheme or is it a problem with matchups?
I've been seeing changes. If you talking
Bielitsa, he checks in for the Heat. And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for Antetokounmpo.
And his scoring numbers have been going in the right direction these past few years. He's gotten better and better at handling what those opposing defenses are throwing his way and finding ways to get his points all over the floor.
Teague bounce pass. Here's Hield. Rebounded by Capella. Capella's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Passes it to Giannis. Lowry up top, covered by Hield. They kick it out to Green. 5 on the clock, the 17-footer. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
You know, looking at the turnover story, they've had a few miscues along the way, but as we see on the scoreboard, it hasn't hurt them.
Some changes for Brooklyn. Monk comes in for Hield, and it's Avery Bradley in for Jeff Teague. And then for Miami, Andre Robertson comes in for Green, and Reggie Jackson subbed in for Kyle Lowry. Bamba passes to Simmons. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Simmons got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
And at 6'10", a player like Simmons, to handle the ball the way he does, that's just unfair.
To the middle. And that's good from Antetokounmpo on the assist from Jackson. Antetokounmpo's got 11 points in the quarter. Nets trail by 17. Outside, Simmons. Left side, Randolph. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That's on Reggie Jackson.
Well, to me, this is where Zach Randolph really hurt you, which is why the defense reacted the way it did.
He made the only free throw attempt he had earlier in the game.
And he's kept his percentage at a decent level, right around 74.
Free throw good, Randolph.
Boy, when you consider Zach Randolph's career, he has played on so many different types of teams. But this guy most associated with the grit and grind. Over the years, he has become a quality player, quality guy.
Otto Porter Jr., he's checked in for Mohamed Bamba. The Heat also with a sub. Allen's checked in for Antetokounmpo. That misses, so he splits the free throws. Doris, basketball continues to gain in popularity around the world, doesn't it? It's amazing to me.
It does. Adam Silver, the commissioner, has said, I believe we can be the #1 spot in the world. Obviously, they'd have to overcome the soccer, and that's popularity. But think about this, Kevin, how inclusive a game basketball is. And the love spans across gender, race, ethnicity, religious affiliation. And the best part about the game of basketball is this, Kevin. When you're growing up and trying to get better, you need a ball, you need a hoop, and you need you, and you don't need anything else.
That is so well said. Simmons passes to Monk. Ball's knocked loose. Allen left side. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. And that one falls for Allen. And it's Bradley with the ball for the Brooklyn Nets, trailing by 19. Kicks to Monk, puts up a three. Rebound by the Heat. Capella's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Robertson the pass to Jackson. Good on the three-point shot. Jackson's got 8 points.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
And here's Porter. He's got 7. Pass to Randolph to stop the run. Miami grabs the miss.
Boy, he did everything right till he got to the rim. He needs to finish that.
Robertson dishes to Jackson. Pass to Bielitsa. Capella trying to free himself up. Bielitsa misses. Brooklyn's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Got a piece of it. And it's the Heat on the break. Allen leading the charge. He's 4 for 6 from the field with that miss. Nets have gone just a bit under 50% from the field since halftime. 5 out of 11. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Some high-scoring teams in the NBA. Let's see the leaders. In fourth, the Heat.
And how about the year they've had offensively? This is a team that can put points on the board in a hurry. Always fun to watch them play.
That free throw good from Bradley.
Well, Kevin, how about the remarkable improvement of Avery Bradley over time? Once strictly a dominant defender, this guy can make threes. He can drive the lane. There isn't an aspect of the game where he hasn't grown.
Looney's checked in for Brooklyn. And so Bradley nails both of them. Jackson with it. He's got 8. Lob pass to Capella. And the dunk by Capella. And that's a double-double for him now. 11 points and 10 rebounds.
And you want more of this from Jackson. The more unselfish he is, the better the team.
Here's Monk. 5 to shoot. Out to the right wing. The 3 from Bradley. Rebounded by Jackson. The Heat leading by 22. It's Allen on the wing. Uncovered. Here's Capella. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Capella's got 8 points here in this quarter.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Simmons looking around. There's the pass to Monk. Launches it. Good on the triple. Monk's got 6 points.
And how about Monk's ability to get shots up over the defense? He likes to stick it to them, just showing a lot of focus on that finish.
Passes it to Capella. Not going to go that time. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. Now Monk. He's got 6. Here's Simmons. Banked in off the glass. He's got 10.
They can't shake Simmons. He is very used to getting hit. Even with contact, he can finish strong.
Allen finds Jackson. And Looney sends it back. Here's Bradley. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Well, you have to admire the way Bradley is controlling his body. In that instance, welcomes the contact with open arms.
He's had 4 chances at the line, made them all.
And to this point on the season, guys, 80% from the line. He's done a really good job.
That free throw good from Bradley. A different look for Miami. Myers Leonard, he's checked in for Capella. And Joe Harris is subbed in for Allen. And so Bradley nails both of them. So it's Miami now. Jackson looking around. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Jackson's got 10 points in the game.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
Greg, to me, this is simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
Monk kicks to Simmons. Just 5 to shoot. Gets it to fall from the right block.
Oh, that's some fancy ball handling right there. Since when does he take guys off the dribble?
Outside Jackson. Back to Robertson. Pass to Jackson from outside the arc. Monk grabs the board.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, you can't let Simmons get going off of these dunks. His confidence just soars when he slams it down like that.
Here's Jackson. A second chance effort. Fade away. Basket number 5 goes in. He's now 5 of 12 from the floor.
Well, just it's easy to say. This guy wanted it more, creating the second chance opportunity and cashing in.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn.
Yeah, he needs to tell his guys to just box out with some energy. That's basic basketball. They've been lazy on the backboard and have allowed way too many second chance points.
Fields checked in for the Nets. Teague comes in for Bradley. And then for Miami, Antetokounmpo's checked in for Myers Leonard. Green comes in for Robertson. And it's Kyle Lowry in for Reggie Jackson. Simmons passes to Looney. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. There's the 3. They get it back. And he converts the layup. 16 points for Ben Simmons.
Well, individually, he is doing everything he can in this 12-minute session, but he's just not getting enough help.
Here's Giannis. It's good. And the Heat lead by 17.
I'll tell you, this lead's not going anywhere with this guy making plays. What a quarter.
Pass to Simmons. And Simmons slams it in.
No answer for Simmons, a tenacious scorer who finishes with muscle through contact.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Bamba's checked in. .104 left in the third. Now here's Green. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession.
And a moment now to check out the numbers for Green. He's right around 9 points a night, 3 rebounds and 2 assists. I mean, the numbers aren't bad on their own, but he knows that he can help this team in a bigger way.
And sometimes it comes down to the flow of the offense. One night it's your night, another night perhaps it's somebody else's.
Goes up. Oh, and the jam by Ben Simmons.
A hard worker who really ferociously strives to improve. Simmons tonight has been unstoppable at the offensive end.
And it's Antetokounmpo penetrating. The dunk and the foul, a powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. It goes on Mohamed Bamba. The Heat have shot 9 of 11 at the free throw line.
One shot.
Free throw good. Giannis.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
Teague against Lowry. Now here's Teague, guarded closely. And the rejection by Antetokounmpo. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Antetokounmpo. There's 21 seconds left to play here in the third.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
From deep. And that one is off. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Heat out front. They lead by 13. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Brooklyn. And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. The Heat leading by 13. On the court for the Heat, Green is out there with Lowry. Then it's Nemanja Bjelica. Then it's Joe Harris. And it's Antetokounmpo in at the 5, roaming the paint. Harris, no good.
Boy, this guy just can't buy a bucket, and yet they have the advantage.
Lowry against Teague. And there's the pass to Hield. Some solid defense from Antetokounmpo.
Boy, if you're going up against this guy in this close a range, you've got to defend with everything you've got. A tremendous job defensively.
Stolen by Bamba. And here is Simmons. 1 minute now into this fourth quarter. Teague against Green. Teague can't hit.
and his defense so valuable. Not many can bother that shot at the rim.
Boy, you see the effort, you see the range. This guy prides himself in his ability to shut you down.
And to the goal.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark. Zach Randolph is checked in for Brooklyn.
One shot.
Free throw no good for Giannis. Nets trail by 15. And it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way.
This is one of those nights. Mistake after mistake, a comedy of errors.
Fourth quarter now. We're about a minute and a half in. Lowry from outside. Miami no good on that time either. And here's Hield. He'll bring it up for Brooklyn. He kicks it to T. Simmons with it. Rebound by Bjelica. Harris passes to Bjelica. Back to Harris. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That one is on Hield.
And he might not be a household name just yet, but Joe Harris is one of the game's true dead-eye marksmen. You can make the case he's the most underrated shooter in the league.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Harris. Maybe not the most famous beard in the league, but Joe Harris's beard last year, Greg, drawing some notice in the NBA.
The lumberjack look belying his feathery touch. Good size and strength, enabling him to play the small forward position when needed.
And Harris drops them both.
Yeah, and their free throw shooting has really improved here in the second half.
Nets trail by 17. Timeout called. The Nets. You look at Antetokounmpo really making a difference here.
He's just really a one-man wrecking crew down low. And with this timeout, they've got to make some adjustments because he's been steady inside.
Clint Capella, he's checked in for Bjelica. Teague against Lowry. Outside Teague. It's stolen by Green. Down low. Here's Giannis. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
Well, Danny Green excels at recognizing when his teammates have open looks and putting it on the money. Nicely done.
And Capella sends it back. Now running, here comes Lowry pushing the ball up. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And the Heat lead by 21.
You get the sense Kyle Lowry's eyes open wide. If he's in the open floor and gets up court, look out.
We're in the final quarter of play here. 3 minutes in. Hield with the bucket.
A good look there, and he didn't waste it. His second three of the game.
Lowry passes to Capella. Shot from the wing, and another basket for Miami.
This guy is such a weapon from the perimeter. Lowry showing off that beautiful stroke.
Nets trail by 20. Simmons on the wing, guarded by Harris. And that one's good. Simmons got 17 points here in the second half.
Feeling it. No doubt about it. He's definitely feeling it right now. Shooting a terrific percentage from the field.
Lowry inside the line. And there's another one for the Heat.
I really like the way he's playing in this half. He looks so much more aggressive and confident.
Here's T. Hield outside. Of course, in basketball, like many sports, you can call some kind of penalty on almost every play. So with that in mind, where do we draw that line?
I would say that most coaches and most players would say as long as there's consistency with officiating, they can adapt to the way the game is being called. As fans, as broadcasters, what we want to see the game remain free-flowing, fluid, pretty, the ability to move and cut and not be impeded in your progress. That's what I want to see.
And we see that most nights.
No doubt.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
T dishes to Simmons. To the paint. And Zach Randolph, the bucket on the assist by Simmons.
What a pretty use of the pick and roll by Zach Randolph. This ability to make plays in that circumstance, so important.
Passes to Antetokounmpo. And it's Randolph with the rebound. Randolph's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Hield. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Hield's got 5 points now this quarter.
And with off-the-charts awareness, Simmons makes plays that others simply don't see.
Here's Antetokounmpo, and the dunk by Giannis.
And no surprise here, right? This guy is not only a gifted player, but he is so smart on the offensive end.
Now T. Outside Randolph. And the rejection by Antetokounmpo. Nice shot there by Bamba. The Heat leading by 18. Here's Antetokounmpo, and the dunk by Giannis.
Wow, look at how quick he flashes to the rim there for the finish.
Lowry against T. Pass to Hield. Clock at 6. Pass to Randall. Over Harris. The shot's good from Randall.
How about that? Take the bump through contact. What incredible touch by Zach Randolph.
Here's Antetokounmpo, and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
That's his second personal foul. At the line for the Heat, Giannis Antetokounmpo. 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one.
And as a team, they're hovering around the high 80s from the free throw line. They've gotten better as the game has gone along, which is exactly what you want to see.
And the Nets making a change here. Porter's checked in. He doesn't get the second one.
You know, seeing an uptick in his trips to the free throw line, really, since we came out of the half.
The pass to Randolph. Over Harris. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
And now they're shooting it pretty well. That was not something we would have said in that first half.
Lowry feeling it out a bit. Green kicks to Harris. From the wing, he squares up and sinks it. Harris has got 4 points now in the quarter.
So smooth with his shot mechanics. Joe Harris, what a pretty jumper.
Now here's Teague. Porter outside. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. Teague's got his 7th assist here tonight.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
Healed against Green. Healed the pass to Bamba. He dishes it to Porter. And he lays it straight in.
Well, when Porter gets that kind of room to operate inside, he's extremely dangerous.
And here's Lowry. The three kept alive.
He needs to look to try to drive inside and get going. That outside shot is simply not there.
On the wing, Porter. Now recovering. Here's Randolph. Rebound by the Heat. Capella's got 14. Yep, 14 rebounds for him tonight. Wow. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lowry. Nets trail by 14. Looking to get it going, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That's on Clint Capella.
And don't be deceived by the small frame of Jeff Teague. This guy is fearless attacking the defense inside and drawing contact.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
Free throw good, Teague.
And Kevin, this is why Teague is such a valuable player. You know, he's a solid shooter from anywhere, so he's able to space the defense. He can, with his handle, get inside the paint. There's a lot to like about Jeff Teague.